Hey guys, welcome back to Ultra Home Definition, and today we are going to be looking at Ocean's 11 4K. Now, the only way you could get this in Australia was you pretty much had to buy the whole set, which is around $70 Australian. I managed to pick it up on a 20% off at JB, coming down to about $56. So all in all, three 4K movies came about to $18 each for Australia. That's actually very good pricing. I have seen in some other regions you can just get them all individually, or I believe a few other regions that have the Ocean's 11 Steelbook, which looks fantastic. But for me, all I got is the option is to buy the trilogy, which honestly I probably would have bought anyway. Now, I quickly just want to talk about the film for a sec. I know most of you probably have seen it, but this is one of my favorite entertaining movies of all time. You got an absolutely stacked cast. You got George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, Andy Garcia. The list goes on. This film came out in 2011, and it's just honestly the most slickest, most coolest heist films that pretty much still exist today. I can't really think of any other film that comes close, but maybe Heat. But as soon as they announced the 4K coming out in the trilogy, I was 100% on board. I knew I was going to pick this up no matter what. So what do we get here with this 4K version of Ocean's 11, 12, and 13? With this 4K version of Ocean's 11, we get a native 4K resolution, an aspect ratio of 239:1, and we get HDR10 support. I know there's going to be a few people out there a little bit disappointed with the lack of Dolby Vision, but hey, let's take a look at the picture quality. Now, after watching the film earlier today, I can confidently say this is the best the film has ever looked. I did fire up a HD stream of it earlier just to see if I can make a comparison before I gave the 4K version a watch, and it looks it really does look just fantastic. They seem to manage to hit the sweet spot in regards to the film grain and the DNR used. You can still see it here and there, but it looks like it's been smoothed out just enough, but not enough to completely take it out. I really feel like they did a really good job of hitting that sweet spot. It still looks like a film from the early 2000s. Now, in this film, Steven Soderbergh uses different types of lighting really well. There's so many low light scenarios, whether it's like a conversation at night, or like a dim restaurant, or the scene's being lit by the casino lights. If you have a really good screen, a really good panel, the HDR is actually gonna look very fantastic. You got a great screen. This film is really just gonna pop with its HDR quality. So in regards to the picture quality, I'm gonna give it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. Really, the film just looks great. They managed to hit the sweet spot in terms of film grain, a bit of smoothing here and there, and the different lighting scenarios. Let the HDR just pop when it needs to. It's not the type of film you're gonna show someone to show off your home theater display and wow them, but the film just looks really solid, as a 2001 heist film should. Now, for the audio side of things, with this 4K version of Ocean's 11, we get a far superior DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 soundtracks, and it just sounds really, I'm going to say this again, it just sounds really solid. Definitely an upgrade from the legacy Dolby Digital 5.1 track. Apparently, the remaster for the audio was overseen by the original sound mixer and editor, and honestly, it just sounds great. Now, I know a few people might be disappointed there's no Dolby Atmos soundtrack, but this isn't really that type of film that needs it. A lot of this film, a lot of it is very dialogue heavy. It does have its little moments where there's explosions and stuff like that, but the type of film it is, it doesn't really need a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. That being said, it just sounds fantastic. David Holmes, the score for this film, it just sounds great. That smooth, sexy jazz. This film just oozes coolness. The way it's shot, and especially the audio, it just sounds fantastic. There are a lot of scenes where, you know, there's conversations in a casino or at a race course, and you've got all these ambient effects. And honestly, the DTS HD 5.1, it captures all that perfect. And honestly, it just sounds great. It sounds fantastic. Now, probably the biggest negative with this 4K release is that there's nothing really new when it comes to extras or bonus content. Now, it does come with a bunch of featurettes, but it's just older stuff that's been ported over from the old home releases. You get a few making of, few interview type behind the scenes footage, but it's just stuff that has been brought over from the older DVD Blu Ray releases. That being said, you do get two audio commentary tracks, one with Steven Soderbergh and Ted Griffin, and another one with Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, and Andy Garcia. But yeah, that's probably the thing that's lacking the most. Not really anything new in comes with the bonus features. But I've got to say, guys, I'm not a big guy that's into cases or steelbooks, but I really do love the case for this. I think it 10 out of 10 for the slipcase design on the trilogy set there. So, guys, final question of the review: is it worth it? And yes. A resounding yes. This film, it's a modern classic. It is the best it's ever looked. Picture's great. The audio is fantastic. Whether you want the whole trilogy or you just want Ocean's 11, it's definitely worth having this in your physical media collection. You can get them either singular or in the trilogy for a pretty decent fair price. So yeah, 100% worth picking up. And guys, thanks for tuning in today. This is Ultra Home Definition. My name is Blake. This is my first video. I want to do more like 4K reviews, stuff like that. So, hey, if you have any feedback, drop it down in the comments below. Would really appreciate it. And see you on the next one.